Nothing takes the wind out of your painting sails quite like knowing that you have to paint for competition. It can be difficult to paint when you know all you have to do is paint. Some days you wake up and you really want to paint, other days you wake up and it's the last thing you want to do. I'm Jamie Daggers. I'm a full-time professional miniature painter and streamer, and I would like to talk to you a little bit about competition work today. Especially with Adepticon and tons of other cons starting up as we move into the year, I'm finding that competition painting is taking up a lot more bandwidth than it normally does. So today I've put together a couple of hobby tips that I like to use when I'm not feeling like painting but still need to be productive. Whether I'm feeling a little bit of creative block or just not willing to paint at the degree I need to for competition, sometimes I'll just sit down and organize my space. Having it clean for my next painting session can really get me in the mood to sit down and tackle a project all over again. Sometimes it tricks me into entering into a painting session that I didn't anticipate. The process of painting for competition can be kind of a long and grueling one. And oftentimes it's really helpful to do it with a friend. So finding somebody who can body double for you or paint along with you, whether it's through Discord or in person, can make the difference between a super productive day of painting and nothing happening at all. There's nothing quite like watching a bad movie while you're just putting some paint on some models with really active, immediate feedback right there next to you. And if you can't find that in person, there's tons of hobby communities, including the one from my stream, full of people who love to hobby together. Sometimes you can even engage other professional mini painters and get their feedback before you enter it into competition, which can be really, really helpful in bolstering your confidence. And competitions are just that. You have a deadline, you have a quality level that you're aiming for, and diminishing amount of time to do it. And that can be really intimidating. Setting limitations on your art can really truly help you grow and develop as an artist. Whether it's limiting your palette or limiting your time, you'll find that that really draws out the fundamentals that you've really grasped. Try setting a timer, try setting your 4-color palette, and see what you can do with it. Those limitations will cause you to adapt, and that adaptation will lead to learning. One suggestion I always offer to viewers on stream is if you're not feeling like painting one day, pull out your brush-on primer and have a go. Sometimes the act of just getting paint on a brush and brush on a model can bust up that hidden mental block of just sitting down and starting to paint. It's low stakes, you can just slop it on there and it'll self-level and look just fine. You don't even need to be clean about it. For brush-on primers, I like to use stuff like this Liquitex Black Gesso and Stynylrez in black as well. I choose black as a base coat because I like starting from this dark color and being able to layer up brighter colors on top of it. Another great exercise is swatching. By putting these black dots onto this paper and swiping some colors over top of it, you can really tell the nature of the color and how it's going to behave when you put it on your model. And having a really easy to reference collection of these cards can help you in your color choosing process. Now, a lot of people tell me that they're interested in painting for competition but aren't confident in their skills in order to do so. I always recommend that you at least try to enter something. Make that your goal. Make it entering. That's the bar, no higher. If you happen to win something, that's the cherry on top. But if you don't, at least you've done something that you haven't done before that's going to force you to grow a little bit as a painter. I personally am entering Resin Beast. My goal was to enter more than that, but I don't think I'm gonna have time with a couple of other projects that are in the works coming up, including a game that I'm developing. Nothing drives learning quite like a challenge. And what could be more challenging than entering a competition for the first time, where you can either enter an open competition where you have an objective score to demonstrate the skills that you've learned and applied with this model that you've poured hours and hours of your life into, or you enter it into a top 3 competition and maybe place. Either way, most competitions come with judge feedback, which is the true prize. And I know that sounds like a consolation thing, but truly there's no better way to see what areas of growth you need to focus on than from somebody who paints at a professional level, may be able to analyze and observe things that you may not recognize in your own work that you then now can focus on. And if you walk away with a trophy or a medal or some sort of cash prize, then even better.
Huh?
So hopefully one of these helps you trick yourself or even ease yourself into a painting session that you didn't know you had in you. If it does, please let me know in the comments below. I really look forward to hearing from you guys, and hopefully I'll see some of you at competition this year. If you don't feel like you can do it, I think that's the best time to try. Even if you don't necessarily feel like you have the skill, it's such a great opportunity to test what you do know and push you to your limits, and really try to define what areas of improvement you can really focus on in 2024 as we go through it. And if you liked what you saw here today, I would love to invite you to one of my streams. I'm live Tuesday through Friday, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time over on twitch.tv/JamieDaggers or daggers.tv. I would love to see you guys in a stream where we're always talking about other tips and tricks and motivational processes that can really help push your painting game to the next level.